we go. Come on. 3, 2, 1, live. How's it going, folks? Let's see, adjust this camera a little bit. Where is it? Right there. Ah, perfect. All right, what do we got in the background? Oh, yes, that's Pattern Cast in the background. Nothing going on today in Pattern Cast. Oh, there's Bitcoin. Gee, I thought it was around 8,200. Yes, wasn't it at 8,200? And now it's at 7,000. Didn't somebody call Bitcoin to fall precipitously after the bellyache pattern? Wasn't there some guy on the YouTubes that said something like that? Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, who was that? Who was that guy? Oh, it was the trader of futures. That's right. Oh, wait. That's me. When will you stop doubting? When? Must know. When? When will you stop doubting me? I've been calling these Bitcoin markets for the past 2 years. I don't know, maybe 100 or so salient calls, one bad call, which I recovered from post-haste. Not a bad record. And that's tough, especially considering how manipulated this market is. But after a while, you'll develop a sense for it. How do I do it? I do it with 3 primary tools. The third is perhaps the most important, but the first 2 do give me a leg up, an edge. The first is volume profile. Nothing can escape the analysis of volume profile. Nothing can escape what is the truth. And volume profile shows you the truth. It shows you where the market has value and where the market sees no value, or relatively less value, I should say. The second thing, in combination with volume profile, is an understanding of patterns. Chart patterns, candle patterns, as well as volume patterns, time-based patterns, and price-based volume patterns. Do I need indicators? No. I don't need any. I don't need no stinking indicators. Absolutely not. Indicators just get in the way. They're bullshit. Indicators are nothing more than derivatives of price. Why do you need indicators when you have price? Why do you need indicators when you have the truth in volume profile? Those are rhetorical questions, by the way. You do not need indicators. Indicators, schmindicators. I have developed, I would say, somewhere around 2,000 strategies, automated strategies, highly technical strategies. Gone through rigorous testing every possible indicator and combination of an indicator in every conceivable machination. Done extensive statistical study. And there isn't an indicator out there that is worth a damn. There isn't, there are very, very few single strategies that are worth a damn. And automating them. The only things that really work are pattern recognition over reams and reams of data. Oh, I forgot the third thing that you were probably hanging on the edge of your seat, hanging on the edge of your seat. What was that third thing you were going to say? You were going to tell us that third thing. And that third thing is something that is intangible, that is mine and mine alone. It's not yours. It's not something that you can have or can ever have. You could develop your own. But my third thing is experience. I have seen these things come and go. That experience is deep. Not just in the markets. No. Not just in the markets, but also with human psychology and technology. The technology part, I doubt you could ever duplicate. I've got 40 years of technological experience in software, distributed systems, from the lowly engineer to the highest level of a Fortune 50 organization. That you cannot duplicate. How much does that play into it? Enough to give me an edge, to give me insight. I'm being asked, why do I have the Union Jack hat on? Because I really love this hat. I got this at the Tower of London. Doesn't that not look so cool? It is well worn, by the way. It's sun bleached. I've worn this on many a hot day on the beach, on the beaches of Martha's Vineyard, as well as many, many, literally thousands of walks through the woods of Sharon here. And I like it. I like the Union Jack. So that's the secret. Volume profile, a profound knowledge of patterns and chart patterns and statistical analysis, and an underlying fundamental analysis of the market, both from a human psychological perspective and from a technological perspective. That's what I use. That's why I can pick off these calls. There's still a guess. So from my point of view, I always put some kind of statistical high-level guesstimate, a swag, if you will. That is what I practice. I practice swags. What is a swag, you may ask? A swag is a military acronym, SWAG, that stands for Scientific Wild Ass Guess. It's a little bit more than a wild ass guess, but that's ultimately what it comes down to. I swag my way through things. Experience is extremely important. Why am I pounding myself on the chest? Because I deserve it. And because I deserve it, you should be hitting that like button right now, subscribing and sharing this video. Tell your friends that there is no other Bitcoin analyst, no other market analyst out there that has the record that I do. Period. Most of those other Bitcoin wannabes and soy boys out there with hundreds of thousands of followers, which I would have had my channel not been compromised by probably one of those guys. I had to start fresh. One of the few contrarians out there. That's okay. I diverted my attention elsewhere after that happened. Am I bitter about it? Yes, I am bitter, but I am not holding on to it. I'm just going to come back and defeat them other ways. Ultimately, people want to know, Ernie, where do you think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are going to go? Is this a dead technology? Is it all bullshit? Is it all smoke and mirrors? And to the greater extent, yes, it is. It is faking it until it makes it. Does it have potential to make it? Yes. In the same way that once in a while socialism takes hold of a country or a populace and fools the people into thinking that they're going to get something for free until they're driven into the ground and the vast majority of them are murdered. In the same way, cryptocurrency will also rise. Gladiator says Ernie loves himself. That is an essential ingredient to life, to love yourself. Because without loving yourself, you can never love anybody else. And that is just a fact. And it's the same way with any kind of leadership, organizational prowess, the ability to live with your fellow man. In order to help your fellow man, you must first help yourself. You must develop yourself to the best of your ability so that you can help others, not only through your deeds, but through your example. Altruism is evil. Thinking that you must give yourself in deference to your own self helps neither the person you're helping nor you. Now, Toucan Sam, there will be several people out there that will dislike this video without even watching it. Those are the trolls. I systematically squashed the trolls and banned them from this channel. In the beginning, I was of the mind that I should practice this kind of crazy idea that there was some sort of deep-seated freedom in allowing everybody to have their word and allow everybody to have their peace. And then I realized that there are these evildoers out there called trolls that don't care about you. All they care about is their sick infanticide, their sick need to destroy things. That's what gets them off. They are the same people who lift up despots. So again, how do you help others? What is the best way to improve this lot in life, to improve the world around you? The best way is to help yourself first. Make sure that you are taken care of. Use that example so others can copy your example and so that you can help them. That is an objectivist philosophy. That is an individual philosophy. That is the ultimate individualism. It is what this country, the greatest country on the planet, was developed around. That also borrowed many of these philosophies and outlooks and insights from other great civilizations. But that is the essence, is the rights of the individual, the right to say what you want to say as long as you do not infringe upon the rights of others. Be the best person that you can be, and that is the best way that you can serve others. So Trump supporters are trolls? What the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry, but you are misguided there, Trojan Hell. You are severely misguided there. Thoughts on the Liberty Report and Ron Paul? I haven't been following the Liberty Report. I like Ron Paul. I like Rand Paul. to some extent. They're libertarians. They also believe in freedom of the individual, as that being the epicenter of all successful societies, where all rights convey to the individual, that we are born with inalienable rights. They are endowed upon us by our Creator, and that governments serve only to take away those rights. That's why they are evil, and we have to keep them at arm's length. They tend to try to make things centralized when it should be decentralized. And you would think, well, then shouldn't Bitcoin then be some kind of pariah? Shouldn't Bitcoin be that great thing in the it's the ultimate in decentralization? No, it's not. It is a ruse. It is a trick. They tout decentralization when in fact there is ultimate centralization, ultimate conformity. And it is the reason why in its current form that it is not workable in a human system. Canada is pretty great too, except that it is a socialist pit. You have the most enigmatic pissant of a prime minister that I've ever seen. The people are good, but they've lost their way in embracing political correctness and losing freedoms of speech. Just throwing away freedoms. For what? For altruism. Altruism, the great evil. It will ultimately destroy you. Socialism will ultimately destroy you. You may feel good about it, but it will ultimately destroy you. All right, so let's see what we have here. So anyways, yesterday I talked about a couple of tools that I use. I'll show you the tools that I use in looking at Bitcoin. I use TradingView with volume profile. The best tool out there for the price, the best features. You don't need all the bullshit around it. You don't need the high and the low volume. That is bullshit. Because that's not what volume profile is good at. I mean, I suppose there's some analysis that you could do. You just need one true color, one representation of the volume at price to see where value is. So I use TradingView. It's a pretty darn good charting program. There are other programs out there that have similar capabilities, but TradingView is the easiest to use and most approachable. Sierra Charts has a good implementation of volume profile, but it is a bitch to use. Why they would make a tool so hard to use is beyond me. Next tool I use, or that I've been using, I used to use tensor charts, but ever since David, the developer, took away the free version of volume profile, it has been useless to me. Except for there is a remnant of the trade counter. He also took away the grouping of the trade counters away as well. But we still have the one basic trade counter, which is okay. That's really the only redeeming feature in this entire package now. The footprint is of little use. A footprint volume profile is of little use. Unless you're doing order flow trading and you understand that very well. So tensor charts has gone down in my on the rungs of my tool chest. I picked up this new tool which is okay. It's, I'm starting to get tired of it already. I guess I was attracted by all the flashing lights and everything. And that is the Bitcoin ticker. And I liked it because I can see the spread on the price. So when you're in a lower end time frame, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Can I do this? Yes, I can. So if you look carefully here, you can see there's this green and red. That's showing the spread between the bid and the ask. And that's a pretty cool feature. I wish more price charts had that kind of feature on it. I mean, you can see that. I mean, that's a great graphical way of representing the spread. It's brilliant. All right, now I have to get the scale back. Get the scale back, Ernie. There we go. There's the screen. So that is the one redeeming feature here. We also have the bid ask volume, which is not bad. That is also an okay. That's the cumulative, and then the summation, which is kind of neat. You can see the spread between the bid and the ask. This is conveying valuable information if you know how to use it. So little things like that. I like that tool as well. But this is by far... Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. How Bitcoin dropped the day after I said it would. All right, so this is a little mini bubble. I believe that we're going to see a secondary, maybe go down a little bit more, and then a secondary push up, and then down again. That is my prediction. It is a swag. Keep that in mind. It is a swag. You need to understand that. Embrace that. Embrace that idea that it is a swag. A scientific wild-ass guess that is based on understanding of volume profile, understanding of statistics, understanding of chart patterns and their statistical relevance. I recommend going to the pattern site. That's thepatternSite.com. Thomas Bulkowski. Start looking at the top tier patterns and why, and under what context that they work best, and then apply that as an overlay to your volume profile. And then get yourself 40 years of experience in technology, and then add that to the mix. All right, let's read some of the comments. And we'll I'll tell you what, I'll bring them over here. Well, you guys can see them, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put them in front of me to show you that I am actually reading your comments. I do read your comments. That is one of the things that I take great pleasure in, and I think is a great value, and that is to interact with you guys, because you guys are smart. So Lucid Box Films. Well, that's an interesting... Okay. Are we seeing an initial push down on Bitcoin now? I would say an initial, and then they'll have a reprise, and then I think another down. This is kind of an example of a mini bubble. Toucan Sam wants to know, how many Bitcoin do you own? Well, right now I own none. Well, actually, that's not true, because I took some money from my poker site and brought it back. I had Bitcoin and Litecoin, and then I evacuated it after this move up and put it over to I used a bunch of it to buy toys, and then I took the rest of it and I put it into a poker site, and I played it and I built it up some, and then I moved it back into Coinbase. And I think I may have moved it back a little bit too early, so I might move it back to the poker site and then build it up again and then move it back into Coinbase. How many butt corns do I have? Oh, those were... I don't have any butt corns, although I do sit on my ass a little bit too much. But I am also outside doing trail walks every day with the dogs. Every day. Did a fantastic trail walk this past weekend up in Western Mass, in Sunderland, Mass. Let's see if I can... Hey Siri, open all trails. I'll show you this. It was I was out there. It was my daughter's birthday, and of course it was Mother's Day, and my son was graduating from UMass, magna cum laude, with 2 majors. So we're there for the graduation. We also let's see, history. So here's the trail that we went on. If you look closely, you can see the stats. I have to put it in an angle because then the green screen takes over. Isn't that neat? But anyways, it was on Mount Toby and Mount Tom. It was a 5.6 mile trail. A top-to-bottom elevation of the walk of 1,201 feet. It shows the elevation right there. There was one point on the trail where it was a 50-degree incline. You ever try walking for about a half a mile at a 45 to 50-degree incline? That is hard. That is hard. All right. How did I get on that? Oh, butt corns. Ernie, your eyes look red. I think it's the coloring right now. For some reason, sometimes the camera, I don't know why, my whole face has kind of an orange look to it. The lighting's okay. All right. Chuck A., one of Bitcoin's biggest problems is that its tech and all tech gets replaced by something better. There is no gold version 2.0. Well, I like the way you put that. You can't make gold better. Gold is already perfect, as is silver, already perfect. Elements are perfect. Fuck socialism. What was hidden? See, here's an example right here. You see that right there? Right there? That's a sort of a censorship that is done by YouTube. And in order to see that, I have to show it. I mean, what the fuck is that? Where is Bitcoin heading, Ernie? Ask all eyes. I think I've said it over and over. I gave the prediction on the previous 2 or 3 videos. Yesterday's video, I said we were about to take a dive, which we did, and I said what would happen after that. I've repeated that again. How many fucking times am I supposed to say this? Jesus. Stocks today are making my head spin, says George in Hell. Why is that? And Mosh Hockman, my name is Ernie, not Arnie, by the way. Your thoughts about how the future of money will be, if not Bitcoin, then what will it be? Now, I didn't say it wouldn't be Bitcoin or it wouldn't be cryptocurrencies in some manner. That is very possible. What is the future of money? What it's always been. Gold and silver are money. Anything that you can barter or exchange for value that meets the classical definitions of money is money. What is the future of money? Money is always going to be money. We will find digital forms. In fact, even today's worthless fiat dollars are, for the most part, digital. There's far more digital dollars than there are physical dollars out there in circulation. Chuck says, what the fuck? I came here for a Bitcoin bashing and ended up with life philosophies with Ernie. You know, I try to throw a little bit of that life philosophy in all the time. You need to be a philosophical soul. Canada is a clown country. Trudeau should resign. No, Canada has great roots. And a lot of people there that were born with individualistic, rugged natures. And then there are a lot of people up there that have fallen into the allure of socialism and free stuff, and wanted to give up some of that freedom for some kind of security, which when you do, you gain neither. That is a paraphrase from a great man, one of the founding fathers. Politics aside, the country is great. Now, the people are great. The system of government up in Canada right now totally fucking blows. It blows, and it has the most fucked up prime minister ever. How could anybody feel proud to have Trudeau as the man that is leading you? Fucking soy boy to the extreme. You ever watch how he sits? He sits like a woman. He makes me sick. Get ready for massive internet censorship. And yeah, and Trudeau is exactly that type of person that would endorse that censorship. That's what I'm talking about. Teddy K, love your channel, especially your Bitcoin rants over a year ago. That's why I joined and want more. Please don't ban people because they differ with your... I never, ever ban people because they have a different opinion. Ever. As a matter of fact, I encourage those opinions. I only ban people that are being disruptive. For the sake of being disruptive. They're here for nothing more than to hurt the channel, not contribute. So I never ban people who want to argue, debate, criticize, ever. It's when they start becoming total assholes, that's when they get banned. A clownish Trump trait. Teddy K, you're going way off base there. You know not what you're talking about. That's my opinion. Do you use EMAs and MAs, or would you recommend them? No, they are totally useless. Any kind of moving average is total. I shouldn't say that. There are some statistical moving averages that are dynamic using very sophisticated things, but and they have had some efficacy in the systems that I've written, but you're not going to find them on any charting program. In general, EMAs and moving averages are lagging indicators. EMA crossovers is a bullshit strategy. There is not a single EMA crossover strategy that I have ever seen that actually worked. Might work for a little bit here and there, but it does not work, including a MACD, which is, in fact, a EMA crossover strategy. Wow, that Bitcoin well goes straight down to 5,300. That is correct. Well, actually, I'd have to bring in more data to see that. It's a little difficult to see, to make that determination that that is an actual well. So, if we brought in more data, all right. So you would see that right now we reached right down to this big volume node and touched it. And now we're hanging out here. This is a big well right here that we went through. And that's what I said. We would come down here, and I said it I said we would come down here, possibly touch here, and then maybe level off on one of this minor node or this minor node right here. Maybe I can make that bigger. Hold on. All right. So in yesterday's video, I said that this big volume well was a danger to that. When Bitcoin came down, it would likely marry up with this other value node right here, and then probably settle on one of these minor nodes here or here. And that looks like exactly what it's done. It's here now. There will be a second rise up that may go as high as the bottom of this area here, or as high as maybe 7,800, and then fall again back down to here. And then slowly slide. Hopefully that was clear. So if you're in a position right now, my advice would be to wait for that secondary climb up and then get out there. All right. Yeah, V. Lee, almost as if Patterncast gave it a forecast. Patterncast is uncannily accurate. As a matter of fact, over the past 2 months, I think our accuracy has just skyrocketed. Okay. Short every friggin' rally. Not quite yet, Tyler. We need to wait to get on the back end of this mini bubble. Then we will be shorting every rally. Let's wait until we get that secondary top. You can short that. Then we'll get a dead cat bounce. You can short that. We'll get a follow-on dead cat bounce. You can short that. Then we'll be back to short every friggin' rally. Let's hear the BTC Going Down, Down, Down song by Freddie King. Going down, 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 down. And Moshe's still calling me Arnie. It's Ernie, E-R-N-I-E, not A-R-N-I-E. My name's Ernest, not Arnold. All right, let's mediadiscordapp.net. I don't know what this is, V. Lee, or why you're showing it there. Do you want to go in depth why this is rubbish? Oh, I see. You have a... Let me take a look at that offline. In depth why this is rubbish. A bar bottom? Never heard of a bar bottom. If it's a statistical pattern that makes sense, then I would like to look at it, but I have no idea. He says an encyclopedia of chart patterns by Bulkowski. If it's by Bulkowski, that's fine, but, you know, what's its statistical relevance? Not all patterns that Bulkowski points out have a high degree of certainty. So, while I say go to Bulkowski and look at the pattern site, keep in mind that he has done extensive studies on a wide range of patterns, and some of them, they show up, but they don't have a high degree of statistical certainty. That's not even a word. That's not even a phrase. Statistical certainty. Statistical weight. Now, I don't know anything about the chart pattern called the bar bottom. But to say that this means bears are fucked, I don't know that that is a true statement. So I cannot provide any further comment, V. Lee. Sorry. What will be the world standard like the dollar today? I don't know. That's very far off into the future. Right now, there's no end to the dollar. I mean, it could be with us for our entire lifetimes. I think that that's likely, that the dollar will be with us for our entire lifetimes. Perhaps maybe our kids or grandkids, they will see something different. The 6.5 mile trail looks like Bitcoin charts. Agree with the government. It's a joke, but I don't let that define myself or how I view Canada. He'll be a flash in the pan soon. Speaking of Trudeau, says All Eyes. Yeah, it's very disappointing what's happening over there. V. Lee says, I actually had Justin Trudeau as a substitute English teacher in high school. No shit. Ernie said it. Short 7999, everyone. Thanks, Ernie. You're welcome. Never trouble till trouble troubles you, Ward Cleaver. There's a man to... you know that I actually had what could be considered a Leave It to Beaver life. All I says, I'm going to short the shit out of the next run-up. That's good for you. And Raziel, how you doing? According to Bukowski, the bar bottom already met its target, so it's irrelevant now. Okay. So I just want you to know, I'm not familiar with the bar bottom, so I have a hard time commenting on it. Alan Sturba, how you doing? I would love to see you interview some Bitcoin investors who continually get trapped by these bubbles. What are they thinking? Why don't they get it? Nah. I'm really not interested in talking to them. I just like doing my own thing, improving what I know, sharing it with you guys, and that's it. All right. We've come to the end of this show. I want to implore you to please go down, hit that like button right now, and share this video on your social media. Click the share button and share it on your Twitter, share it on your Facebook, share it on your LinkedIn or whatever. Please do that. I'd really appreciate it. I have a new video out there with my partner on helium. I think that you'll find that quite exasperating. That's kind of a pun. It's a good video, and there's another video coming out soon on silver. Now, these videos that we do on assets, they are going to get republished and rebroadcast in other venues, very, very big venues. And that's where you're going to see the channel blow up and everything else once that happens. And we're working on that right now with our partnership. So please patronize those videos. Check them out. There is actually a good bit of trading advice on every single one of those asset videos. They're very valuable. I think you'll like them. V. Lee, do Boston sports teams have something like pattern cast leading to so many wins? All I can say, V. Lee, is that I have been blessed to be in the Boston area and to be a Boston sports fan. Boston sports has been Betty good to us over the past decade, or almost 2 decades now. And even in the past before that, but we had a drought for a while. Ernie, on volume profile, what makes a child node and an adult node? Its relative position to other nodes around it. Its relative size to other nodes around it, and its proximity. So if you have a big node and then a small node either above or below, the smaller node is the child node. And I talk a little bit about how there are patterns between a child node and a parent node in my volume profile class. And I believe I'm going to do a class next week. Teddy says, Forex is crazy volatile, some pairs more than others. Bitcoin is off the charts, flash. By the way, we trade Forex in pattern cast. And I think that you'll find that extremely cool. Tom Brady uses pattern cast. Probably. Yes, go Sox. I am so happy that the Red Sox season is underway. I'm going to the game this Saturday against the Astros. I've got box seats right on the first base line between the short right field pole and the Boston Red Sox dugout. So watch the game. Maybe you'll see me there. Yes, I am definitely going to be doing a class next weekend. And I'm going to start putting together the video stuff for it, and I'll be talking about it and promoting it. So that's all I've got, guys, and any girls that are out there. I know there are girls out there, too. I really appreciate you showing up. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and share this video. Love you, and we'll see you next time. Now I've got to look for the off button. I'm always looking for that off button. There it is. The stop streaming button. Adios.